So, I heard you guys wanted some survivor tips that are quick, easy, and will allow you to run a nurse for 5 gens. Well, I can help you out with 2 out of 3 of those things. In this video, I'll be giving you 50 survivor tips in 5 minutes that you can use to be a better survivor and improve your gameplay. I won't go into detail on why you should or shouldn't do the things listed here, that's a future problem, but most of them will make perfect sense when you hear them. Hang around till the end for a special final tip, which is the one I see being used the least, or feel free to skip to the end if you think you know all these already. These first 2 tips are the most important for newer players, and seeing as how I've already wasted 30 seconds on this intro, let's get into it. Always look behind you in chases, it's a good skill to learn and helps you dodge killer powers. You can use the killer's red stain to find out where they are during loops. Don't crouch hide all game. Don't walk everywhere, it's more efficient to run. Don't be afraid to take chases, it's how you improve. Don't waste time using self-care, this perk is a trap. Be aware of 3-genning yourself or doing all the safe gens early. Commit to finishing gens at 99 even if you'll take a hit for doing so. Don't unhook other survivors immediately, as this will result in one or both of you getting downed. Please do gens. No, seriously, please do gens instead of hiding. Don't immediately run away when you hear the killer's terror radius. Don't rely on spine shield to tell you if the killer is nearby. Learn all the different map tiles. If you get unhooked and still have BT, try and take a hit for your rescuer. Everyone is new at some point, and that's okay. You can improve just by playing the game or watching other people who are better than you play. Take hits for your team when you can. Escaping with no hooks while your team will die doesn't mean you're good, it just means you're good at hiding. Some survivors and killers are toxic, it's just how people are. Try not to let it get to you. If you get hit, don't immediately vault windows as it slows you down. If you're running to a pallet and you think you're going to get hit, don't drop the pallet. Try to run killers around or near completed gens to avoid looping them back to your team. You can use the survivor's portraits to determine where the killer is or if they're in chase. You can also use the obsession's tentacles to find out if the obsession's in a chase. Always know where you're going to be able to run to if the killer shows up. When you get down, always recover first before crawling, unless there's a pallet close by. You can wear dark clothing to make it harder for the killer to see you. Don't loop the killer near a hook survivor as it makes it impossible to safely unhook. Always 99 the exit gates as it helps avoid certain killer perks and the in-game collapse timer. Don't cleanse when you're versing a plague. If you're having a hard time against a certain killer, try playing them to see where their weaknesses lie. Getting into a locker before someone is hooked counters BBQ and Chilli. If a killer kicks a gen and leaves, you can tap it to stop the regression even if you can't continue to work on it. Run as close to the wall as possible when you're looping to be more efficient in chases. Try to make use of windows over pallets where possible, as pallets are a finite resource. Be aware that some loops have invisible walls or outcroppings that you have to dodge while looping them. Windows of opportunity will help you learn different pallet and window spawns. You can proc balance landing off small drops, which can basically give you a sprint burst mid-chase. Try to figure out what perks the killer is running early on in the game. Use your camera when performing any stationary actions, as you don't need to be looking at what you're doing. When you take a vault, quickly spin your camera to look behind you. If you're getting camped by a killer, don't kill yourself on the hook, give your team as much time as possible to finish gens. Adversely, if someone else is getting camped to death by the killer, just do the gens and escape. Jump on and then off generators at the start of a match to check for ruin. If you take a flashlight into the match, please also do gens, don't just chase the killer around trying to get flashlight saves. You'll always scream when dropping from a height, unless you have balanced landing. To fast forward a window, you need a small run-up and the correct angle. Don't heal at hooks after you've just unhooked someone, as a killer can easily check the spot. If you have Decisive Strike, opening a chest won't deactivate this. And for number 50, it sounds like common sense, but if you can't unhook a survivor yourself at endgame, don't leave immediately, as they could Kobe, they could have deliverance, or someone else on your team could save them. When you leave, you speed up the endgame timer and reduce the chances of them getting out. Alright guys, that's it. 50 tips in 5 minutes. Let me know in the comments which, if any of these helped you out. I'll be putting out another video sometime in the future explaining why you should be using these tips. But in the meantime, have a good one guys. Psych out.